Williamson County authorities arresting a teen accused of breaking into a local liquor store, and they used a K-9 officer to help out. News 3's Waylon Walls-Parker learned more about how law enforcement used that K-9 to capture that suspect and talk with a nearby business about the incident.
Over the weekend, the Williamson County Sheriff's Office says a K-9 officer led them to a teenage suspect accused of breaking into a local liquor store.
It's a pretty remarkable situation because absent having the K-9, initially we had on scene no leads.
Sheriff Jeff Dieterich says the K-9 officer picked up the scent of people who were recently in the store, and they were able to track it to a nearby home less than a mile away. He says it's a part of a skill the dogs have to help locate missing people and find drugs.
So it was a process of tracking where there was no snow and on hard surface that was wet. So they would track for a little while, and then they would relocate some footprints going through the snow off of the roadway.
News 3 received a surveillance video that shows the break-in taking place. Dieterich says the teenager was found in less than an hour, and having a K-9 officer present made the search possible.
From the security cameras and so forth that might have assisted, but the individual did have their face covered, and so it was a little bit obscured. So without having a K-9 that was trained to be able to do this, apprehending the person responsible would have been a little bit more difficult.
A neighboring business was surprised to learn of the burglary. The Rosebud Antique Mall owner, Joe Baker, says they have been located in Cope for 13 years and says they've experienced one theft last spring.
We know this happens here. It happens all around the country. I am particularly glad to see that Williamson County has a K-9 unit and that it seems like that the dog was involved.
And Baker says being in the rural area of Williamson County, businesses tend to be heavy on security, but they aren't really worried for themselves because he says it's not something that happens a lot.
We have the usual security cameras and things like that, but we also know that we don't have a lot of things that people would really want to take and can easily convert.
The Williamson County Sheriff says the teenager admitted to taking multiple bottles of alcohol from the store. The sheriff says he was arrested and then later released to a guardian with a court date. In Williamson County, Waylon Walls-Parker, News 3.